childhood trauma linked to major biological health risk. Impact differs depending on sex. Childhood trauma can elevate the risk of developing 20 major diseases in adulthood, especially for women, a new study indicates. The study led by UCLA Health with funding from the National Institute of Aging was published Tuesday in the journal Brain Behavior and Immunity. While considerable scientific evidence has demonstrated long-lasting consequences of childhood adversity, few studies have explored the impact of different stressors on particular biological function and health risk. The risk for multiple health problems varied depending on sex and the type of childhood adversity, such as financial distress, abuse, and neglect. The researchers pointed people who had encountered intense stress in childhood faced a much greater risk for almost all health problems as adults. The study's senior author, Georgie, a clinical psychologist and director of the Laboratory for Stress Assessment and Research at the University of California, Los Angeles, told the UPI such people had higher levels of inflammation and worse metabolic health, a measure of how well the body converts food into energy. Metabolic health is based on optimal levels of blood sugar levels, triglyceride, high-density lipoprotein, cholesterol, blood pressure, and waist circumference. Stress in childhood also correlated with more heart disease, cancer, metabolic disorder, thyroid dysfunction, arthritis, alcoholism, depression, and other mental and behavioral health problems many years later. Although stress is implicated in 9 of the 10 leading causes of death in the United States today, most people who have experienced significant early life trauma or ongoing stress never get accessed, said S., who also is a professor of psychiatry and behavioral sciences. The study categorized stressors into 2 classes for men, high and low stress, and 3 classes for women, high, moderate, and low stress. Overall, low stress participants had the least major health issues, with the risk rising as stressor exposure increased. Both men and women in high-stress classes exhibited the worst metabolic health and the highest inflammation. However, researchers observed differences between the sexes. Influences of adverse childhood experiences on metabolic health were more significant for women than men, yet emotional abuse and neglect were likely to have more profound effects on men for several health indicators and conditions such as blood disorders, mental and behavioral health problems, and thyroid diseases.